So, Josh, yes? What do you think is considered the most worst Rust Spyro game? Um...
It's just a float, you scaredy cat. They sure do look happy, don't they, Spyro? Well, it's not every day that
I mean, no game gets Rust as bad as... Surely. No. No. I mean, yeah, games can get Rust and... Okay, forget everything I just said. Forget everything I just said. Oh boy. This is gonna be an interesting video that I can see a lot of people probably coming down, but... Basically, of course, with Spyro 4 happening, right? I mean, Crash got his 4th installment. So, obviously, of course, like Canadian Guy A says, always remember, whatever happens to Crash always happens to Spyro. So, of course, Spyro 4 is happening, and of course, from the Crash 4 art book, we got... let me just definitely show you. Okay. This thing is heavy. Man, I haven't opened this in quite some time. And I'm hoping to get the Reignited art book as well for Christmas. So if we go to... where is it? I can't remember what page it is. I'm just going to skip a long section of it. It's probably in the snacks mix dimension, obviously. Okay, yeah, no, we're going the right way. Might have... There he is! In this section. Yep. And... so, yeah, y'all obviously saw me showing y'all from the art book that Spyro 4, the Spyro 4 hologram with the number 4, and of course that little hint at Spyro, obviously. But I have one fear on Spyro 4, and that's of the fear of being Rust. Feel like it's gonna get to being Rust. That's the biggest fear I have with Spyro 4. I mean, surely whoever's developing it, which, of course, obviously at this point, we all know who is developing, most likely developing the game, which again, y'all definitely know who is most likely developing Spyro 4. Beanox, obviously, because... of course, I feel like Toys for Bob is doing Wumpa League, which, yes, I know it's still happening, because obviously it's happening still. And what better way for Beanox to handle a project like this? But I feel like Activision, yeah, the name that makes you want to barf sometimes, or gag of the name of how the company's name. And in a good way, because of how cheap they can be. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Moneybags. I'm looking at you, Mr. Krabs. And looking at, basically, Activision focusing on a game that a lot of us don't even care about. Which, no offense to the people that play Call of Duty, but there's a lot of us, including me, that don't care for Call of Duty, and their main focus is on that game, and I feel like Activision is not giving much attention towards those, like Crash and Spyro, obviously. And it just hurts to think about, too. Like I said, no offense. Just basically making a good, or good point here, but again, I just feel like Activision, the company that is just sometimes doesn't feel like they care about the fans, and all they care about is Call of Duty, really, pretty much. Which again, Activision or Crash and Spyro should really be handed over to another company, like for real. Like, come on, let Toys for Bob or heck, even Baynox, let them own Crash and Spyro. Like, they would have a much better taken care of than the gag name of Activision that I could just say, since they seem like they only care about Call of Duty and not just our Crash and Spyro their Crash and Spyro fan base, pretty much. I feel like it's really happening and obvious at this point. But again, I just feel like Activision needs to step away from that franchise for a while and focus more on Crash and Spyro. And basically, also, I'm really worried that they are going to be rushing Spyro 4 and making it to, yeah, I don't want to talk about it, but y'all saw at the beginning of the mess that Spyro Enter the Dragonfly was. But all we have to do is just pray that Activision doesn't make the wrong move and with their cheap self and not rush Spyro 4, obviously. Let's just pray that they don't rush Spyro 4. Like, it would be a great miracle if Activision does not pull a downright move on this. But whoever's developing Spyro 4, I truly trust. Just like when Spyro or Crash 4 was in development, I trust Toys for Bob, and man, of how the great job that they did making Crash 4. It's about time, my favorite Crash game of the whole franchise and trilogy. So Baynox can do the same. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think Activision's gonna make the complete wrong, selfish move and rush Baynox? Or do y'all think they'll actually be generous and let Baynox work their magic, let's say? Whoever's developing the game, which, again, I'm saying, I think it will be Baynox. I would be so surprised. But if it is Baynox, let's just say, for example, if they actually are generous enough, Activision is generous towards, and a living grateful heart to them to let them finish it. But again, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. See you next video. Bye!